What's up, grown folk, and welcome to Hollywood. You're watching Raheem, and I'm your co-host for Neo Soul Spoken Word Variety Show. And I'm hanging out with my main man, Mr.
Stafford Bailey.
Stafford Bailey. What's up, Mr. Bailey? How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Enjoying the festival.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Certainly. So what is your whole purpose of being here at the ABFF?
We got a documentary. It's called Blacks Without Borders, Chasing the American Dream in South Africa.
Does black people really have borders? I mean, black people are the only cultural folk that can do anything.
You would think so. But you know, they have a tendency to want to put us in a box and put us in certain categories. And we show a group of African Americans that they're not falling for that.
Exactly. We call that swagger. Yeah. And if you're black, you better know what that means. And if you're not, ask a black person. They'll tell you. Right?
Right. It's right.
So what you got going on in the film festival?
Okay, this Blacks Without Borders came about when we were. It's a documentary. It's we started looking at it, like 4 to 5 million 4 to 5 million people come to America every year. Looking for a better life, looking for the pot of gold. And America is considered the land of opportunity. But we started noticing a small but significant trend of African Americans were leaving. And we found the largest majority of them were going to South Africa. So it intrigued us, because all the negative stuff you see about Africa on the mainstream media. So we went down there and we ran into a couple of these guys and we found out the reason why they were going. They're doing phenomenal things down there. I mean, unbelievable things down there. And you're in there. I like to say South Africa is a third world country with a first world infrastructure. It's not like you thought. I mean, you look at stuff, you crawl out of there and look at places in South Africa, you might think you're in Miami or Los Angeles or San Francisco. It's not the way it's always depicted. Well,
I know that Africa is probably one of the, if not the richest, one of the richest countries, period.
Yeah, exactly. Especially South Africa. It's a joke they say, and that's why apartheid. White people didn't want people to know about it because they didn't want to see. They consider it Eden, and it is. I mean, you just throw stuff down, it just grows.
Right.
It just grows. And so we follow a group of them, and they're doing a variety of different things down there, and what they're judged on what they can do. They're not judged on the color of their skin.
Right.
And when that comes out in the film, and we spoke to a filmmaker there, and she was working on an American film, producing it down there, and she's saying, they never looked at her color. As a matter of fact, her color was an asset to her. Right. They wanted to see what she could do, and that's how it's based on. And we had a fellow guy. He was working on Wall Street, got tired of dealing with trying to break through the glass ceiling. He's down there just making huge amounts of money.
What inspired this film?
The fact that I just couldn't. I mean, when I grew up, I'm thinking, American dream, the American dream in America, and that's what I thought. And I was so wrong. And then I just why would someone with all we have to offer here in America want to leave? And I'm thinking a third world country. Why would you want to leave to do that? And then I started investigating. I worked on a film with Danny Glover in Zimbabwe, and before it got really messed up. And I met a lot of people from South Africa, and they kept telling me, it's a lot of black people in South Africa. I said, why? Why are you going there? I'm looking at Zimbabwe. It wasn't great, but it was, beautiful people. And I just got real interested in it. So I started investigating, and I thought, well, this person's over here. I just started finding people here who knew people over there, and they're doing this, and they're doing that, and I'm like, really? And so I got really interested in it. And I met a woman. She's an attorney. She's doing over $1 million a year in Chicago, and she just sold it all off, moved to Africa. Now she runs a bed and breakfast right up the street from Nelson Mandela, in one of the most exclusive areas in Johannesburg.
What you're going to see today is what most tourists don't see.
I just don't want to leave the impression that you can come here, put a stake in the ground, and everything's going to be okay.
The first thing they told me was, you can't be a diamond trader.
I've seen brothers and sisters come down here with bad attitudes.
The divorce rate went up significantly when they moved here.
The South Africans have only been in charge of their destiny for the last 10 years, so there's a lot of suspicion.
You can make a lot of money in Africa.
In the last 4 years, particularly the black comedy industry has grown over 2,000%.
We are the fastest growing satellite company in Africa.
We did not conceive that we would be on the back end of a billion-dollar transaction.
I own all the way to the top of that hill, all the way down to the other end. I've got over $30 million invested in South Africa.
I'm a capitalist. I'm truly here for the purpose of making a good business. Anybody that comes here for, in business for any other reason, one would have to question what they're here for.
The quality of life here is very high. You've probably seen some of the homes that people live in here. They're nice, aren't they?
I grew up in the projects, so I figured if I'm gonna live in Africa, I ain't gonna live in the projects.
I feel more comfortable in South Africa than I ever have in the U.S. You are a person here. You don't have to apologize for being black like you do in America.
Here, the fact that I was black actually helped me. They looked at my resume and they said, wow, this girl has done something.
I was sitting down having lunch with Mandela, and I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of then. But I was sitting down having dialogue with the president of the country.
The women are beautiful. If you want to go out for a drink, you want to party, all those opportunities are available here.
You want to say hi? It's interesting when you look at your life and you say, well, I'm an American, I've been lived most of my life in America, born and raised, that you relate the happiest moments of your life in another country.
What was it like for you, that whole experience of being on African soil?
It was probably the most incredible experience I had in my life. Just to go there and see so many black people doing incredible things. I mean, wherever you look, there's black people doing things. And they're really doing it.
They're really doing it there.
Yeah, they're really doing it. As a matter of fact, in South Africa, because apartheid's 11 years, the middle class in South Africa is growing, and I'm talking about the black middle class, is growing so fast that it's hard to keep up with housing for them. Right. And just that the whole vibe, and they really, they love Americans, they love African Americans, because what we went through with slavery in the '60s and stuff, and into their eyes, we've reached the goals that they're trying to get, so they consider us like something to look up to. So it was really good, and they really accept you. They don't know you from Adams, but just like hey, Okay, one of the things I wanted to bring out in this film was to show people another side of Africa. We see so much of the doom and gloom about Africa, but that does exist, but that's not all of it. We have a section in our film where we tour these guys' homes. It's from 11,000 square foot home. It sits in the hills that overlooks the Indian Ocean, to a 35,000 square foot home. It sits on 600 acres. These African Americans are doing extremely well, So I really wanted to bring that out because it's a beautiful country and it's not all negative.
And it's South Africa.
This is South Africa, yes.
Awesome.
And then the opportunities for African Americans there are tremendous. They want African Americans to come there. They have a focus group. Actually, on that DVD, when it comes out next week, it has a contact list. They want more and more African Americans to come there because it help grow the economy.
Awesome.
Because the experience they have. Because let's face it, they've been in apartheid for so long. It's going to take them a while to catch up to
transition.
To education wise.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Hello, my name is Stafford Bailey. What's up, Neo Soul? Atlanta, still hot, huh?
All right.